Hello dreamers, welcome to another art tutorial. This video was commissioned by Vectornator, and it is part of a series that will explore the process of character design. I am re-uploading this video to my channel to give you a chance to ask me direct questions about the process and the app. I hope you like it. Enjoy! Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Maddie, I am an illustrator and I consider myself a bit of a storyteller. Today we're going to talk about character design. This is Jocasta, Jo for short. She is a moody girl with psychic powers and a bit of a temper. She can talk to ghosts and cast spells, but she'd rather be just a normal teenager. To design this character, I was inspired by some of my favorite anime featuring magical girls, like Sailor Moon. First, let's start with a sketch. Understanding the setting of the world in which your character lives, as well as their personality, are two very important steps in character design. Who is your character? What are their goals and their conflicts? In this case, Jocasta is a human girl. She lives on Earth, and thanks to her abilities, she can tap into the hidden world of spirits. She helps others by fighting evil ghosts, but no one really knows she is there to protect them. For that reason, she feels lonely most of the time, and she finds it hard to make new friends. She might look sweet and innocent, but she is fierce, and even a bit too aggressive at times. The only creature that never leaves her side is a dummy ghost that she carries around in her bag. So, based on all of that, I've decided on my character's pose, her facial expression, her clothes and accessories. Make sure that your stylistic decisions fully reflect who your character is. You can also exaggerate certain features to highlight your character's nature. Shapes in themselves have their own language. Like rounder shapes denote softness and approachability, while angular shapes can mean danger. You can create your sketch with any drawing app, or even in your notebook and then take a picture of the page. Once you have your sketch, you can import it into Vectornator very easily, and use it as a guide for your vector illustration. My first step is to create a new layer, where I lock the sketch in place. I set the opacity to 20% and I leave it at the top. That will help me see the sketch while I create the vector shapes. I also have my color palette ready, but it might actually change while I'm creating my piece, so be flexible with your creative process and let it flow. I start by mapping out the bigger areas of my illustration with the pencil tool. Because it behaves like a freehand tool, this part of the process is fairly easy. I am setting the smoothness to about 90% to ensure that my lines are nice and smooth. This is when I outline her arms, legs and head, so I'll go ahead and finish all my big sections. After that, I'm going to merge all my shapes with the Unite function, which you can find in the Quick Actions menu. Once I'm finished with the main silhouette, I go back and check that all my lines are clean and smooth. I make adjustments to any nodes that are out of place. I'll also delete some extra nodes that are not necessary. It's actually best to work with as few nodes as possible, because that will ease your work later down the line. I repeat these steps for the hair, clothes, shoes and bag. Jocasta's spirit friend has a more regular shape, so I like to use the pen tool to ensure more control over the curve of the lines. I find it better for the job. The pen tool is honestly harder to master, but once you get the hang of it, your vector design flow will improve so much, I promise. My hot tip for you guys is to create super simple, sharp edges, which I draw just by tapping the canvas. And then I double tap on a node to transform it from angular to rounded, and adjust as needed. Okay, it's really starting to come to life. When I'm happy with the main shapes, it's time to add my main colors. When selecting colors, I make sure that they have enough contrast, so that my shapes don't look like they're merging into each other. Colors also tell the character's story. She lives in a bright neon world filled with magic, so my highly saturated colors reflect this whimsical aspect. Now I'm moving on the details in her face. I usually start off with the outline of the eye. Once the shape is done, I will then create all the elements of the eye and use the outline as a mask. Again, you can find this option in the quick menu, so handy. All that I draw under the mask will then fall into the shape of the eye. Next, I'm going to create the eyebrow, and this is where a lot of your character's personality can come to light. Jocasta's not super happy that her ghost friend is paying her a visit, so I will draw the eyebrow to match this energy. Once this is done, I will simply duplicate, reflect, adjust, and put it in position on the other side of her face. I will do the nose and the mouth, and then come back to do the other details. Let's move on to our friendly ghost here. This is one of the good spirits that visit Joe quite regularly, and I want to make his face look cute and approachable. This is also why his body is so round. Apart from that, I'm going to give her clothes and shoes a bit more character with some line work. At this stage, I add a bit of line art where the edges are not clear using the brush tool. I will also adjust with the pen tool where needed. Last thing I'm going to do is to work on her accessories. I'm using simple shapes and jewel tones for her earrings, necklace, and beads bracelet. Okay guys, we've made good progress. This is a great start, but we could improve it by adding some shading to the character. And that will be the theme of our next episode. Be sure to check that out. Until then, practice with your own character design. Let us know if these tips helped you in the comment section below, and subscribe to the Vectornator channel for more tutorials. See you soon!